Well, I'm all done, and let me tell you, it was a lot of hard work, but it was worth it. Majority of all these colonies were new colonies started this summer, and rather than feed them syrup all summer long to force them to grow fast, I just took extra deeps down to my south apiary for my colonies that were producing honey, and I checkerboarded 2 deeps on top of another deep. So basically it was 3 deeps and 2 mediums, and of course they throughout the summer they filled up 2 mediums with honey, and they filled those extra frames in those deeps. So I was able to take honey and a deep away from them, which contained bees, brood on frames, and honey on frames, deep frames, and I was able to distribute it through all these colonies here. It's getting so thick with bees you can barely see down through here. A few of these colonies have been sitting here all summer, like this 62 and 51, but these are all new queens. 53 had an old 2019 queen. I used that colony and I put a new queen in it. So even though if you look at my videos and you see 53 with an older queen, it did, but I put her in my window. Yeah, these are all brand new colonies. These are going to be my honey producers next year. And I've been able to double my colonies every year. So I'm going to have, besides home base, I'm going to have 2 apiaries next year. These right here are 2019 queens. This one here, 2019. These right here have 2020 queens in them, even though they were 2019 colonies. But that's a lot of bees. That's one way to increase your number of colonies, full size, without buying packages. And I ended up with, see, I took the deep frames out and I took the best stuff and I gave it to the colonies that need it. And I still have a frame here with honey on it, a deep frame. And I still ended up with 8 medium supers full of honey. So that's not too bad. And I paid my rent. I took a super of honey and a bottled part of it, and I'm giving it to the person that has my bees on his property. And these are all set up. I'm going to start doing feeders pretty soon. You know, and I put one of these on each colony, and I use a chick drinker right here, or a quail drinker. I started doing that in June, then I started getting robbed out, and I said enough of that. And all I gotta do is make sure that the robbers can't get in. This is for ventilation. It's important that they have ventilation so they can evaporate all that water and that syrup, turn it into honey. See, these are my window colonies. They're doing all right. This right here tried to abscond a week ago. So I gave her, put her in a cage, and I gave her a frame of brood, and I left her in a cage for a day until she was accepted, and I let her out, and she can't get out because there's the queen excluder on it. These colonies here that are deep and a medium, I will be wheeling them into the room with a wheeled hand truck. Yeah, with a hand truck, and get them inside during the winter when it's really cold. But I'm expecting these colonies here to be outside, possibly that one. We really don't know until like November when you go through and you check them. And I'm gonna put the shim and sugar And if I see there's not enough bees in there, I take a deep away from them. And then if it's just a single deep and a medium, they get strapped, and then I'll bring them in. But no more bees on the east side of the house here pretty soon, and definitely none on the north side. And I gave all the outside colonies, with the exception of these right here, I gave them deeps that I have two of. This paint right here, I only have one. I never got around to building a second deep this summer. They're in the garage, they're just not finished yet. Duck butt. Duck butt. Duck, duck. Those are my bug eaters. Okay, honey harvest, bee harvest, all done. Thank you.